Hi guys, welcome to another edition of the Pulse Celeb 254, and my name is Mudhani Rongo. There's no one like me, but my name is Mudhani Rongo, and I'm glad to have you guys here on the show. And another Friday, another celeb. So today we have the one and only singer, songwriter, 2 times Afrima Awards nominee, Fadhilee Itulya.
Asante sana. Asante sana.
Niaje?
Poa sana.
Uko aje?
Niko kabisa.
Uko vipi, watoto wanaendelea vipi, nyumbani uko vipi?
Alhamdulillah, watoto ni wazuri. Mama zao ni wazuri. Kila mtu wazima. Tunashukuru Mungu.
Na kama kuna mtu ambaye ako nyumbani na hajui ama hatambui Fadhilee ni nani, unaweza kumwambia vipi?
Mazee, ni unfortunate sana. Lakini sisi ndo tuko, mimi ni mbaba. Alafu mimi ni msanii ama mwana sanaa, nafanya muziki, napenda muziki na mambo mengine nafuata kutoka na hapo. Ndio. So
hapa hivi, now let me just do the thing called quick facts. Quick facts about Fadhilee Itulya. If you just happen to see this face for the first time, right? So Fadhilee Itulya, just like I said before, is a 2-time Afrima Awards nominee. His music draws inspiration from a style of Kenyan guitar music called Omutibo, from the Luya people of Western Kenya.
Correct.
We'll talk more about that, Manzi. That's very interesting if you ask me. His debut album is called Kwetu and was released in 2018 with a total of 10 songs and 4 bonus tracks.
Correct.
He also has another album that was released in 2021 called Shindushi.
Shindushi.
Did I say that well?
That was correct.
Shindushi.
Yes.
Okay. And that album is a self-recorded piece of art, right?
Yes.
And the third album, which is very new.
Yes.
It's called The Problemist.
The Problemist.
The Problemist.
Yes.
The Problemist.
The Problemist.
It's a very interesting name. We'll also talk about that.
Oh, yes.
But this particular album was released a month ago. Right?
Yes.
And a month after it's released, it has already been nominated for an Afrima Award. So,
yes.
Congratulations.
Asante sana. Asante sana.
Flowers.
Asante hapa kwa jikoti.
Yeah, man. So I think let's get into it.
Yeah.
And let's talk about just before you became this musician. How was your upbringing like?
I'm raised in the church. I'm raised in the church. Both my folk are church folk, so I'm very much exposed to music at a very tender age, but not singing and playing, but just being around it and being surrounded by it. And then I think when I became about maybe 11, 12, then that's when my old man, my father, he decided, look, I'm going to get these 2 boys to start learning keyboard so we could serve a church. My brother and I, my elder brother, his name is Wema, and my name is Fadhilee. So Wema and I started to learn keyboard, and he picked it up faster than I did, and I lost interest in keyboard. So I needed something new to learn. So I went for drums, and I went for guitars, and I went for basses. And over time, that was not immediate. That was pretty much towards the end of high school. That was when I was trying out guitar, and my mom caught me playing my father's guitar one time, and she said to me, but your father does not allow you to play this guitar when he's not there. I said, but I'm only trying this because it sounds like the other ones I know on piano. And she said, okay, if you're going to play, then I'm going to show you at least some chords. So she showed me 3 chords that she knew from college. And it's those 3 chords that build my passion for guitar playing. And I went with it, and I learned from people, learned from, everywhere that I went and met the people who had a guitar on their back. You had to teach me something. Right. So interest grew, and I've been working that way around until now. That's my journey.
So that's where it all began.
That's where it all began.
From 3 chords.
Yes.
From your mother.
Yes.
Who learned them in college.
Yes. Yes.
Right. So let's talk about your style of music. Your style of music is omutibo. Yeah. So how would you describe it in a few words?
Omutibo is a sound from Western Kenya. It's actually a very old sound from the 50s. And it was founded by an old man called George Mukabi, God rest his soul. And unfortunately, when he died, I would say the entire world was going through a phase of just a very revolutionary phase musically, because these what we call now zilizopendwa, we call them that is because they were loved back in the day. So in between back in the day and now, no one knows what we love. We started taking in other music and other people's music and forgot about our own music. So it's over 50 years down the Lord, hallelujah, down the road, 50 years. We live now, and I've been doing this style of music for the past maybe 10 years before I discovered, wait, this is very similar sounding to a sound from Western Kenya, where I'm from, and is similar to a man that lived in the 50s and wrote exemplary music. Some of our fathers, if you ask them, they know these songs like Mutoto Singuo Utaomba Mutu. Songs like they sang about anything, pombe, reckless driving, reckless drinking, parenthood, school, academia, all this stuff. They sang about this stuff. But then this particular name, Omutibo, was not a name that he came up with. It was a name that the area chief came up with this name, because every time this man, George Mukabi, would play his guitar, there would be chaos in the village. Women would leave food on the pots, children would leave all the flock in the farms, and husbands would leave everything they are doing that they consider work and flock in this man's compound to hear him play. So whenever he played his Omutibo, the village was bare. And the chief was like, no Omutibo! And that is to mean it has become a problem. It is now chaos. But if you think about it, if it was a problem, then no one would have gone, because people had problems and they came to this man to find solutions. So the word Omutibo, it means problems. It's a Luya word that means problems. No Omutibo. That is how that sound came up. So every time this man would play this music, everyone would say, Omutibo is happening. They all ran for Omutibo. Right. And that was the vibe. Yes. And
let's talk about your new project, which is called The Problemist.
The Problemist. Now you connect. Now you're getting it. Now you're getting it.
I get it. I was going to ask what inspired the title, but now I know. Right? So let's talk about it as how it came to be. Yeah. When did you start writing this particular album, The Problemist?
The Problemist has been an album in the making, because I've been in the industry for 15 years, mostly as a performer, because I never even released my first album until 10 years down the line. So my first album came out in 2018, got their first Afrima nomination, and then after that I got a couple of bookings and played some amazing festivals, cultural festivals.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
You started your career in 2018?
2008.
2008?
2008 is when I started my career, but then I released my first album 10 years later. Yes. So between 2008 and 2018, I've only been on stages. I've not been on records, like releasing anything of my own. I've played in other people's music. I've arranged their music, composed for them, and done stuff, but I've never released my own until 2018. So 2018, I released that. 2019, I was out of the country. Then I come back in December, and then COVID hits, and then I'm here. I'm stuck in the house, lockdown. Nothing. And then my friend says to me, his name is Provoke, he was my producer, he said to me, bro, bring your laptop, I'll install Logic in it, then you just learn how to work around it in the house. And that's how I recorded my second album, Shindishi. It was during lockdown in the apartment. Then after that, I released Shindishi last year, 2021, in July. And then after that, then it was loosening about a bit, with all the COVID and restrictions. Then I could travel a bit. So during my travels is when I took that time to write a lot of the music that is now in the Problemist. So songs like the title track, Problem, is a song I wrote while I was in Zanzibar. But no, it was actually in Dar es Salaam, because this was off a conversation I had with one of my friends, and from that I just wrote the bridge, and after that came out the rest of the music over time. So also a lot of that music has been written just during the recording phase. Like the first song I released from this album is a song called Man, and it was the last song to be recorded. Yeah, so it was never in order of when it was written on or how important it was, but it was just a matter of what vibes fit now. Yeah.
And what's your favorite song of the album?
Fadhilee, featuring Banana's Overdose. Banana's Overdose is an amazing artist. She's from Somalia, and she's been all over the world, UAE and everywhere. And she is not necessarily an artist that does the same line of music style that I do, or genre of music that I do. She does something that would be very close to Erykah Badu, so neo soul and rap. So how she goes into this album and how she comes off, she sings in Arabic. She's never done anything in Arabic, but she speaks fluent Arabic. So it was the first time that the vibes were right and the stars aligned, and she sang this song, and it was just magic. So if you get some time, listen to Fadhilee by myself and Banana's Overdose. It is only magic.
So
yeah,
just before you go listen to that song, I'd like to ask you to sing for us anything a cappella.
Hivi kavukavu.
Kavukavu manze.
Saitan.
Skin to skin. You know what I'm saying? Just,
yani hapo umeniwahi.
Manze itabidi tu.
Wallahi sijawahi. So you want shall I do something off the Problemist or something from Alia or Mutiba vibes, or whatever I feel?
Vibes you're feeling.
Abinu na wase wanakaaje. Let's see. Maybe I'll sing you guys a line from my latest song, the one I told you I'm writing. I'm writing a song called Salome, and I think it has really, really crazy potential. And it's basically talking about how we as people are going through so many things that we don't get to talk about, and we're just coping with other ways. And the set is between two lovers, and one of them has, the girl has a mubaba, but then the mubaba has also his own thing he's doing. And he says to the woman, Salome, it's not that I love beer. And I see these days you love only old men and their money. But even me, si ati ni pombe napenda, ni mawaita.
Oh.
Yes.
Ni mawaita.
Ni mawaita jamani, watoto wazuri. So that's the song. It's called Salome. So one of the lines says that Salome, mupenzi yangu, mupenzi wa roho yangu, siyo kupenda kwangu, unisame makosa yangu, siyo kupenda kwangu, ni ujeuri wangu tu. Saita.
Salome bana.
Salome.
Thank you so much for that.
All right.
I'd like to just ninge tu hapo niseme I'm looking fresh. I know I'm looking fresh.
Maze unapendeza.
You're also looking fresh, right?
Umependeza, so umevaa braki.
Nimevaa braki. But I, in particular, have been dolled up by Safari Beauty. And Safari Beauty are the official glam partner for this year's Pulse Influencer Awards. So, hey, they've done a lot. They've done a lot, and I appreciate it so much. And if you'd like a massage or some rejuvenation, you can make your way to that location on Ngara Road. To make it better, this week they're having a 20% discount on all their offers. So if you're looking for a refreshment, just like some getaway of some sort, you can make your way to Ngara Road, Palivo Safari Spa, and they'll be doing that thing for you guys. So just to add, they're also having a discount, a 20% discount on all the offers. So hata kama uko interested.
Hapo kwa massage hapo.
Hapo hivyo.
Mokongo kwanja mokongo. Nimebeba gitaa sana man.
Tell me about it.
Noma sana.
But yeah, so guys, make sure you go to Safari Beauty. Give them their coins. Right? So from kwetu Tushindushi, and now The Problemist.
The Problemist.
What would you say has been the most tremendous growth in your music?
I would say it's been gradual. It has not been instant. It's not been steady. It's been very, very all over the place for me. It's been difficult, but it's actually opening up now, and I can put out a lot of how do you say? I can give that only to one thing: consistency. Just consistency and commitment to the craft, because it's I just listened to something this morning that said it's not about hoping to dodge what life throws at you. It's about how much you can withstand and still keep pushing forward even while it happens. I have my goodness, this yeah, it's got some work.
All of them are East African artists?
All of them are mostly East African artists. Right. I have a lady called not Fadhilee, her name is I forget her name. She's from the US. She sings in a song called Child Anthem. I don't want to cry for no woman, I don't want to die for no woman, I don't want to lie for no woman, I don't want something for no woman. So she's the lead voice in that song. It's called Child Anthem. The song that has all those featured artists, Ngala, Brian Sigu. It's a really packed work.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I know you're talking about now and The Problemist, but who would you want to work with in the future?
I mean, everybody. Everybody, as long as you're good at your craft, then I want to merge forces with you. I want to meet other creatives who are actually doing the thing because of passion and doing it because they love it. Yeah. If you're doing it only for the cash, then probably we'll never cross paths, because the mission has to be first. And in that way, we'll meet in the same spectrums. I think the people who are on top, at first, it was the music. It was always the music. So the people at the top, I'll meet them at the top. No worry about that. No doubt about it. But the guys that I'm gonna be working with are always gonna be single focused on the music, and producing the best possible content, and also about. For me, I would say something that I'm really passionate about, especially as a Kenyan artist, is pushing a culture and a sound that sounds Kenyan, you know. So those are people that I really want to merge forces with. If you are doing something that is geared towards bringing up Kenya's cultural heritage, you're my guy.
Yeah.
Reach out, baby.
Let's talk about on-stage performance.
Okay.
You're really something when you go on stage. It's like you're not Fadhilee anymore. It's like Mutebo comes on board. And
it is true.
And it consumes you because your music is very, I'd say, lively.
Yes.
I'd say, you know, you just want to see. I'm just consumed by you performing and everything.
Shukran.
Which countries have you performed in, first of all?
Okay, so, oh my God, yes. I've been a bit all over the place. Yeah. TZ is actually the place I'm always, all the time. I love Tanzania, just the country, the people, the culture, the food. Guy. Yeah, so Tanzania, a lot of Tanzania, so I have my bases and my friends and my people in Moshi, Arusha, Bagamoyo, in Dar es Salaam, and Zanzibar. Yes, but then that's just Tanzania. But I've been in the African region. I've been to South Sudan. I've got some friends in Juba, amazing people. I've been to Cairo recently for that project I was working with. I've been to South Africa. I've been to Ghana. So my dream is to travel more in Africa because my music is meant for Africans first, and then to everyone else. Everyone else is welcome to sharing it, but it's meant for these people who understand and know what to do with it. So I believe that should be the dream of every artist, to first of all feed your own home before you let it out to everyone else. So everywhere else in the world, I've been in Sweden, I've been in Denmark, I've been in Greece, I've been in Switzerland, I've been in Latvia and Lithuania recently. So it's all over the place a bit. Yeah.
Man, you've been so busy. Actually, at a kupata hapa hivi manzi for Celeb 254. It's been a hustle.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mashallah. I have a question.
Yes.
So what do you do just before you go on stage?
Before I go on stage?
What do you chant about? What usually happens before you go on stage?
There's a rehearsal the whole week or something before that. But when it's time for stage, I just do sound check and go on stage. I don't have like any practice or libations. I don't have to reserve myself from people. In fact, that's the time I want to see who's on the audience. I want to see, kichwa hii umekuja. That's the time. I don't have those things for, I need my moment, my time. And I hope I never get there.
Yeah.
I hope I can always be as close as I can to the people. Right. Because those are the most crucial moments of your set. Because you're not performing for yourself. You perform for yourself when you're making the music, when you're writing the music in your own bedroom or wherever it is you make your music from. That's your show. For me, before you hear my music, however you feel, I felt that first because I wrote it. And in that moment, I laughed. I said, what the hell? Yeah. So when you're saying what the hell later, I've already felt that. So I want to meet you before you come to the concert so that I understand where you are. I want to know where the audience is at. What's their vibe? How are they feeling? What's the temperature? If you know what that feels like, you can even rearrange your set. Don't be too fixed. You cannot, these people right now, they've gone through some stuff. I know so and so, and the audience has actually felt this, and those people know. So that is what curates a good show. So by the time I'm getting on stage, I'm among friends. I'm not among strangers. And that's a very important thing for every creative. Don't walk into stage thinking you're a star. No. Get there to meet your fans, meet new people, and meet people with real life issues. Because, like we said, the Problemist, sorry to take you back to this, the Problemist. The Problemist is one of the reasons I named this album that is because the word Problemist in the English dictionary actually means one who solves tough mathematical problems.
Really?
Yes.
I actually thought is one who causes chaos.
No, everyone thinks that.
Yeah.
But then, contrary to that, it's a person who provides solutions for the toughest of questions, mathematical questions. So a Problemist is a solution provider. So whenever I step onto the stage, I have to think of that. These are real people with real life issues. And whatever subject matter I'm going to talk about, if I sing a song called Akipesa, I got a call just yesterday, and this lady said, please sing a song for my friend, it's her birthday. And she told me how it's a unit of them, and how every song takes them through phases. If they're broke, they sing Akipesa. When they're happy, if they're playing a game, they have a song from every other album. They have a song for every mood and feel. It was so powerful to hear that, you know, and that should be the dream for every artist, to touch people's heart and reflect what is actually going on in their lives. So for me, that is how I roll.
Right. So let's talk about current matters, right?
Yes.
So we had an international artist by the name Fav. I don't know if you guys call her Fav, may call her Fav.
Okay.
I don't know, but she came to the country recently to perform for Thrift Social.
Yes.
And immediately after the show, she complained about the promoters and that they had not paid her before. How they didn't settle down on the payment terms and everything, right?
Yes.
So, and then Tels just recently, actually yesterday, I think,
yes.
she cancelled a show. She was supposed to perform at the Tukutane Festival right here in Nairobi. So I don't know if you have had any experiences with promoters.
Well, unfortunately, I haven't. Not at that level.
Right.
Not at that level, because I'm not at that level yet. So I feel like by the time I'm at that level, I will have problems at that level, and I mean, understandably so. But I empathize and really sympathize with these experiences for the artists who come here as guests. It shows a really, really crazy picture about our hospitality, our reception, and even how we just perceive, guests.
Right.
So I feel like we can do so much better. Whoever the organizers are for whatever events, it is only shameful to have something like that said about a country. So that when you travel to that country, they will handle you like this. I pray that we can have a better report for ourselves. I think as Kenyans, we can do so much better.
That's true.
And I think something that I have to say, and I hate to say it, I think it has to start with us loving ourselves. I feel we struggle with something called self-love, or call it self-hate. We don't love our own. How can we love others? How do we treat our own artists? That is a reflection of how we treat anything else.
That's right.
So if our artists die poor, if our artists are not appreciated, if you don't turn up for Kenyan concerts with your own Kenyan musicians, what makes you think these event organizers are going to appreciate and treat others better? It begins at home. So I feel like that is one of the things, if we can consider that, if we can take that into account, it will change everything. First, Kenyans have to love their own. And I would say mass media like yourselves should encourage more and more. And I'm happy that you're inviting more Kenyan artists to platforms like this to talk about music. So I feel it is necessary that the Kenyan audience learns and knows who their people are, who their heroes are, because we do not have a culture of celebrating our own people. We do not do that. You walk into someone on the street, you say, "Ausini nani?" Yeah, but take your time and say, "Hey, what's up? I love your music and I really appreciate you." Talk to them. They're human. And celebrate and take pictures, take selfie, do the thing, Because we're here celebrating Kardashians. They don't give a damn about Kenya. They don't know us. But we know each other and we got each other. If we can do that, we can form a culture of our own. We can prime our own heroes. The reason you see a country like Tanzania going so far is because they have their own local heroes. We celebrate their heroes. But we suck at celebrating our own. So it should start here. If we can learn a culture of celebrating our own heroes and giving them flowers and rewarding them whatever their dues are, then we can talk about having guests. But until then, I don't think we're ready for hosting. Yeah.
Let's talk about Kenyan music, man. Very recently, again, the top 100 music on the Apple Music.
Yeah.
Actually, it was a Kenyan playlist, actually.
Yeah.
From number 1 at the number 40. All of this music was from Nigeria.
Number 1 up to number 89.
Number 1 at the 89.
Yes.
So sad. From number 1 at the 89, it was full of not Kenyan music, right?
Yes, and then 14 songs were.
And then 14 songs were.
14 songs were from Kenya.
From Kenya. Only 14 songs.
No, actually, the 2 songs from Kenya. The 14 songs were from Tanzania.
Right.
All right. And then the 2 songs from Kenya were 2 songs by Bien, Inauma and what is it called? Dimension.
Dimension.
Those were the only 2 songs on the top 100 Apple Music playlist. in Kenya.
Right. How did it rub off on you, man?
It helped me. I shared that thing.
Bana.
I shared that thing because I felt like, look, as a country, there's something I said about self-love. This is a playlist done by, just a rough statistics on how it looks from on top. What are Kenyans consuming? Not what the platform is providing. The platform is providing everything.
That's true.
So we have a choice. But what do we choose? We choose everything outside and only 2 songs of our own. That is really painful.
That is very
I think we can do so much better.
That's true.
Yeah.
So you can find, that said, man, you can find The Problemist everywhere. On Spotify, on Apple Music.
The Problemist is available on all your digital streaming platforms. If you are on YouTube, on Spotify, Boomplay, Dundo, anywhere you're at, I am there.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Let's talk about awards.
All right.
Which you have been featured. You have actually been nominated for Afrima Awards.
Yeah.
What awards are these, by the way?
The All Africa Music Awards. They're an award. It's what you would call maybe Grammys or BET for Africa, because these are all the categories of all artists across the continent and in the diaspora. African artists in the continent and in the diaspora.
Right.
So you have all categories from, Artist of the Year, Revelation of the Year, Best Female This, Best Male That, all of that. Best Music for Score, Best Music in this genre, like that. So I feature in a category called the Best in African Contemporary Music. And in that category, there's Adekunle Gold, there's Fally Ipupa, there's Brimo, there's, oh my goodness, I can't recall all these names, but all these are like big names, like, So I see my name there, I say, Marco. Laho. So that is what is up.
Mashallah.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, man. So that is what is up.
Cool, man. So we have our very own awards, by the way. It's called the Pulse Influencer Awards.
Yes.
And I'd like to remind you guys to make sure you catch the award show happening on the 15th of October as we crown the winners. These are guys who have been working daily. They've been showing up daily just to give us content that makes us laugh, that shapes the culture as well, that just makes us think about ourselves in a different way, think about life in a different way, different angles, different point of views, man. So these guys, we're giving them the flowers on 15th of October. Make sure you catch the Glitz and the Glamour Award show happening on 15th of October. We're gonna be live everywhere, so make sure you do that, man. So the nomination phase, the voting phase officially closed last week, and now we're headed to the 15th of October, which is actually next weekend on Saturday, and I am so excited. I'm excited to see who is gonna be the most influential actress of the year.
Wow.
All right, because that list had a lot of big names. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just waiting to see who's gonna bag that award in here, man. So look out for those awards, right? So Fadhilee, what projects can we look out for from you?
Yeah, just before you get to that, we talked about awards. The voting lines is still open for Afrima.
Okay.
Yeah, so go to the Afrima website. That's www.afrima.org. The voting lines are open right now until the end of November, I think. So get in there and vote your people in. There's a lot of other Kenyan artists, amazing artists who've also been nominated in different categories. There's Mudhaka, there's Rash the band, there's a lot of artists, Kina Bien. There's so many of us. So get in there and vote your people in. Let's just back this home.
That's true.
Yeah. So what was that you asked again?
I was asking about your project. What projects can guys expect from you? Last show.
I know. So right now I'm gonna be traveling a bit for a week or two, but then when I come back, I want to do like a Problemist concert, just featuring the music from this album. But in the meantime, I have a lot of merchandise out, so that's one of the things that I'm really trying to push, because as a creative, you always have to find other sources of income. You cannot just count on one show here and count on your streaming sales. It's nice if you have gifts in other areas, expound on that, and get to harvest from that. So one of the things that I am gifted in is I've come to slowly and humbly accept it, is I have a thing for image and your brand. I can see what your brand is and how far it can go. I'm good in interior design. I'm good in styling and stuff like that. So one of the things I'm getting into is accessories. Yes. So like what I'm wearing, this is one of my projects.
Yeah.
I'm doing a lot of the eyeglasses straps. I'm doing a lot of rings. I'm doing a lot of, yes.
And I love this particular. Hey, why
this one,
talk about
this is an emblem, yeah.
That piece is amazing.
Thank you. Yeah. So
accessories?
So accessories, I have a page called Fadhilee Collections. Fadhilee Collections. So you can follow that and just DM me and say, look, I want something that looks like these or something that feels like these. And we can work something out. So that's one of the projects I really want to work on and grow that. And I want to attach that as well to a cause. I want to find people who need it so that I can just come up with the idea and offer them a job to work on it and mass produce, and then we can sell it all over and everyone benefits. So those are kind of the ideas I have in mind right now.
And where can people find you?
You can find me everywhere on your social media. The name is Fadhilee Music. It's FADHILEE Music. Everywhere.
Right. Any last message to your fans? Just look right there.
These people that I love, these ones. What's up?
Any last message to your fans?
Mukofiti. Mazee mupendane. It's the only thing I can tell you, man. Love each other. Love is the cure and love is the disease. If you're hurting, you need love. Right? So that's it.
Yeah.
Asante.
Manze ausifanye manze.
Kuna song.
Tuimbie tu kidogo.
Ingine tena.
Kiasi tu.
Masumbuko.
Kiasi tu.
Let's see. So probably I'll sing the song says yeah, this is a very beautiful song. It's called Mwanangu. It says, Mwanangu, kipi kitoke hapo, mimi hapa nitakuwepo, wakupenda zaidi yako hayupo. Hata kama siwepo, usifuate upepo, watakupa mapepo. Mwishiwa la kulina badalwa mure. Saita. Thank you.
All right, my guys, that's all the time that we had for today. We have had Fadhilee Itulya. Manze, thank you so much for being here with us.
Shukran habibti.
Tunakupenda sana manze, tunakupenda bure.
Walai.
Bure.
Anapendwa na braki. Thank.
Man, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for you guys for tuning in all the way from the audience, manze, from wherever it is that you've been watching us from. We appreciate you. We appreciate your time. And let's call it an end, man. So till another time, bye guys.
Asante.